welcome to my channel. My name is Elisa and this is my monthly podcast, Knits and Bits, where I talk about everything that I knitted up this month. It is the end of February 2025, so off we go with the February knits. I have one finished object, this jumper I'm wearing, and I will not talk about it in any detail because next week I'm planning to put out a video where I tell you everything about it, so you can check that out next week or subscribe to the channel if you want to make sure that you don't miss it. This is part of my 2025 knitting project where I will knit everything that is in this issue of the Making Stories magazine. This is issue number 9, and if you watched my videos lately, you already know that I am doing this year as a way to celebrate my 50th year in this world. All of the patterns are interesting or challenging in some ways, and I thought it was like a great way to just make this year a very special year for me. So I will only say that I am super happy with the finished object. I will come closer to the camera so you can see the lace pattern. It's actually not difficult, and it's like quick and easy because the yarn is relatively chunky. The yarn I chose is relatively chunky, as you can see here from the stockinette part. So it's been on the needles for nearly 2 months, but because I never knit exclusively on one thing. And as you can see from the mess here, I have quite a few things to show you this month. But okay, I am super happy with the end result. I'm wearing this for the first time today, but I think I will wear it like non-stop for quite some time now, before it gets too warm to wear a sweater this warm and chunky. I like pretty much everything about it, including the little details, although I made some modifications to make it more to my liking. But there are some clever things that the designer came up with in the pattern. So yeah, I think it's a good pattern all in all. And again, we will go into detail in a coming video. For the rest, it's all works in progress. And the first one that you have seen already is in this black bag. Let me take it out without losing all my stitches. Yeah, it's not a smart choice to put a mohair, a light mohair project in a black bag because it's full of lint or whatever you call it. This is another pattern of Making Stories issue 9. It's a raglan t-shirt that I will modify to give it short sleeves. So long sleeves. It has short sleeves originally, but I'm planning to make the sleeves at least 3/4 length, if not longer, depending on how much yarn I have. This is the complete yoke, so I'm ready to split for the sleeves. And this is how much I have. This is 2 strands of mohair held together, and this is how much I have of the first 2 balls after completing the yoke. So the plan is now to divide the sleeves and carry on knitting until these are finished, and then I will pick up this t-shirt as ruffles here on the yoke, and they are knitted picking up stitches along this purl line that you see here. Yeah, I've never done that, so we'll see how it goes. The rest of the t-shirt is knitted with yarn held double, but the ruffles are knitted with 1 strand of mohair in the 2 colors, so 1 color, 1 ruffle. And there's a little lace on the ruffles, so it will be a little more fun because otherwise this is plain stockinette, but it's yeah, it's still, you know, one of those projects that you want on the needles to alternate with the more challenging ones. I'm quite happy with the fit, I have to say. I had to make the yoke a little deeper than what the pattern called for. I saw on Ravelry that many people had this same problem, or had to make this same modification, and yeah, for my size it was, I think, the expected length from the back of the neck was maybe 18, and that's really not enough. So I think I am at 20 or 21 centimeters. I don't want it to choke me under the armpit, to be honest. So yes, 20. I wrote it down in my knitting journal. I have a knitting journal this year as well, and this is the yarn that I'm losing all my bits and pieces here. I just wanted to show you the labels, but I cannot check if they are coming into focus. Yes, they are. There. It's a silk mohair, your classic blend of silk mohair, so 70 and 30% silk, by an Italian producer called Norli. It's nice and soft. I think I talked about the yarn already. So it will be okay worn next to my skin with just a camisole underneath or a tank top or something, because it's very, very see-through, of course. The gauge is quite open, so you can see what's underneath. You will need to wear something underneath, for sure. So the plan, like I think I said it already. Did I say it already? I will finish these balls, and then with the new ball of yarn, I will knit the ruffles first. And then I will probably start knitting on the sleeves to, you know, have a clearer idea of how much yarn I have. I have 4 balls for both colors, so I think it will be more than enough to complete the project, even with the long sleeves. I'm in no hurry to finish this one, because I think very soon it will be too warm to knit on it, to wear it anyway, maybe to knit on it as well. So definitely I want to finish it before the summer, because it's impossible for me to knit mohair in the summer. But yeah, because it's mostly stockinette, after I have knitted the ruffles, it will just be the mindless project that I reach for when, when I'm reading, or when I just do something without thinking about it too much. Another project that is becoming more and more mindless as it grows is the shawl that you've also seen already last month. I think it was much smaller than this. So now it has almost reached the length of the needle of the cable it is on. It has a garter stitch section that grows with every second row, because you increase every second row, and so yeah, this is the mindless part. It has this little charted section here that is not very complicated anyway. It's mostly slipped stitches and these leaves or flower buds or whatever they were in the intention of the designer, are done with a cable needle that you have to move the stitches. I'm thinking if it would be possible to do it without the cable needle, but I wouldn't dare, because it's 3 stitches together, so maybe it would be risky in case you drop them, or you drop something. But anyway, I've been able to knit this on the go and in the train, and it's not complicated at all. And like I said, it's becoming more and more mindless as I go. I think this is the project I'm going to prioritize this month, to have it as a finished object in March. Just because I'm already planning, you know, new cast-ons, and you don't want to end up with like 1,000 whips. it can very well happen, as we all know, but I'm trying to avoid it and to also manage the difficulty of the projects that I am knitting on. So at the moment I have two mindless knits, this one and the shawl, and yeah, one of the two has to knit up a little quicker, so I think it will be the shawl. I am knitting it in this yarn. Sorry, I'm turning because there's somebody in the house, probably my daughter, but that's okay. This is the yarn. It's called Bonbon by Sesia, and it's cotton, a blend of cotton, alpaca, and virgin wool. So it's one of those blown yarns where you see the white of the cotton in the center and the other yarn is blown into it. It's very nice to work with, but also a very plushy yarn, so when the weather gets warmer, it will probably be difficult to knit on this. So one more reason to prioritize it and try to finish it before the weather gets too warm. Although, as you probably know, if you watched this before, I live in a colder country. I live in the Netherlands, so yeah, we don't get super hot springs and summers, but we do have some warmer days. Next up is a new cast on, so something you're seeing today for the first time. It's going to be a cardigan. I'm going to put a photo up here to show you what it's going to look like. At the moment I only have this. These are the two fronts of the cardigan, so there's not much to see. And this is the yarn. It's goodbye, see you later. My door is going up. This is the yarn. It's from Rosa Pomar, and I bought it in Lisbon when I was there, last year already, yeah, in November. What gets me really excited about this project is not the project itself. I'm actually thinking that all these mock cables might be a little boring to knit on, to be honest. It's all the same. I mean, this is also all lace apart from the sleeves, but I love knitting lace, and I don't like knitting cables as much. These are not real cables, they are mock cables, but at the same time, you know, I think it might be just a bit boring. I knitted a swatch. Let me show you what it looks like. Just a second, I'll be back. I'm back with the swatch. So you see that, I think you see that it looks like cables, but it's not really cables. This is done with purl stitches. So there's also a lot of purling here. And yeah, I don't see myself knitting for hours at a time on this project. But no problem. I already have something else that I am casting on probably next week to alternate with it, so that I can have two slightly more challenging projects that keep my interest and my attention. But the other one is a color work and lace round yoke, so that will be a lot of fun. I'm going to show you the yarn in a minute in my acquisitions section. So I will alternate this mock cable cardigan and that round yoke pullover, and if this one, the mock cable one, goes a bit slower, I don't really mind. I'm not going to be able to wear it before the summer anyway. It's knitted on 3mm needles, so yeah, it's just too long to be able to complete it and wear it before the weather is too warm for it. So it can wait until after the summer. But what really gets me excited wait, before that, let me show you the label, because the label is also fantastic. This is the label for the Rosa Pomar, the light, for the Rosa Pomar yarn. I think it's pronounced Pegulhal, but I'm not sure. If you speak Portuguese and you want to correct me, feel free to do so. Now, what gets me really excited is the buttons I'm going to use for this cardigan. How do I show it in a way that makes sense? There it is. It's a ceramic button, a custom-made ceramic button. I already have another cardigan with ceramic custom-made buttons, and I really, really, really like them. So here's the combination. So the buttons will lighten up this this clay color. What is it? A rust brick color almost, but it has some specks of blue and yellow and red. So I actually like it, but the buttons will lighten up the ensemble a little bit. So I'm looking forward to having it done, honestly, but yeah, I think it will take some time for sure. All right, this is it. It went quicker than I thought, probably. I thought I had like a ton of things to talk about. Well, I have quite a few acquisitions, so we can move on to those. I have 5 skeins of this beautiful yarn. It's called Pure and Simple, and it's by an Italian producer and of hand-dyed yarns. In fact, where is it? Here. They use this wool, Aquilana it's called, which is a local, how do you call it? Breed, a local breed. And yeah, I'm not sure if the camera picks up the colors. They are slightly different from what I saw on their website, but I decided that that it was worth it anyway. I really like it because I like the wool in particular. It's the same wool that this one is knitted on, so I have 1 skein left over from that one, so it's the exact same wool, and unfortunately it has been discontinued. So when I started knitting on this one, I realized how much I like this yarn. And after like a couple of weeks, they announced that it would be discontinued. So I totally panicked, not only because I thought I had found a yarn that I definitely wanted to buy again, but also because I was at a point with this sweater where I couldn't really estimate if the yarn I had would be enough. It's been more than enough, but I totally panicked. So I decided to do something that I never do and buy 1 more skein of this green color online. And of course, because I was buying online, I was paying for shipping expenses from Italy to the Netherlands, and yeah, I wanted to make the most of it, so I decided to buy something else, also because they were also having a sale, a winter sale, and I knew it was like a unique opportunity to get more of this pure and simple wool. So yeah, I bought 5 skeins of this that next year will give me another wonderful sweater. I'm thinking already of another chunky lace pullover, so if you have recommendations, if you know of something that could be, along these lines, please let me know. It's for 2026 anyway, but, you can start dreaming, right? So, yeah, I stocked up on this one. Now, Lanivendole has put out 2 new bases that are also called Pure and Simple. One is mini and one is big. I don't remember. They haven't called it big. I will I will put it down here if I find out. But it's not the same yarn. It's the same name, but it's a different kind of yarn. It's 2-ply or something. Oh my god, these technical things are just not for me. But it's definitely a different kind of yarn. It's not the same. Okay, so this came in a while ago, and then I bought recently this fantastic skein. I am in my green phase at the moment, and when I saw this one I couldn't resist. It's like an emerald green or yeah, grass green. I can't describe it. I think, yeah, it seems a bit darker on camera than what it is normally. Let's see if I do this. Yeah, almost. You see there's some lighter parts, and it's really, really fantastic. It's also called A Room of My Own, and it's a name that I love. It's impossible not to love. It's hand-dyed in Lancashire, so England. In fact, it is 75% blue face Leicester and 25% nylon, and it has 400 meters per 100 grams, so your usual sock yarn. And this is going to become a pair of socks in my 2025 Making Stories project. It's a lacy pair of socks, and I think this is a perfect yarn. So this kind of variegated yarn is so interesting to knit with, and I expect it to, you know, to bring out all its beauty with that lace pattern. You will see it in the coming months. So this is another one, and my final acquisition is more commercial yarn for a project for the lacy color work that I was talking about before. It's 5 colors, so it wasn't that easy to find 5 colors in a gradient. It's also difficult to show, at least in this way, but I wanted to show you the order of the colors. The light gray here is going to be the neck, and the first section of the color work, and then I'm going to the light blue, the slightly darker blue, and then this yellow to bring in a pop of color. I went shopping with a friend, and I was just looking for another gray or another blue, and she suggested that maybe it would be nice to have something slightly more colorful to, like, you know, contrast and bring out the other colorways. And I think she was right. I quite like this combination, and this is a very, it looks black in the camera, but it's actually like a charcoal gray. And that's going to be the sleeves and the body. I will see, maybe the yellow can also go here. I don't know. Well, if you have an opinion, or if you think that I should arrange these colors in a different way, let me know what you think. I'm having a bit of a gauge issue with this one. I already swatched. I already swatched for this one, because again the plan is to cast it on next week. So I have to, like, make some calculations and see if I can knit one size up. I think it will work, but I have to, you know, I want to, like, yeah, calculate it precisely, because I don't want to, like, do all the work and then find out that, oops, it's the wrong size. You don't want to do that, right? So yeah, what you're going to see next month is probably the finished shawl, the green one. Some more progress on the Mohair t-shirt with the ruffles done, that's for sure. Some more progress, but maybe not much, on the mock cable cardigan. And then this one. I think I will have quite a fair bit of this one, because I'm really looking forward to starting it. Yeah, the socks are for later in the year. Maybe in the spring I will need a travel project later in the spring, so maybe these socks. But I expect it to be warm at that point, so maybe it will be one of the summer knits of the knitting, of the Making Stories magazine, of my knitting project for 2025. Okay, I also wanted to finish this video with a book recommendation. Many podcasters I follow sometimes talk about series and books that they are reading and or watching or reading. It's not something that I particularly care for, because when I watch a knitting video, I just want to hear about knitting and not anything else, but I will make an exception this time. And that's because I'm finding this the perfect knitting book. I like to knit and read. I also watch other podcasts, of course, on YouTube or something else, or I listen to podcasts like audio podcasts, audiobooks, but I also read sometimes. And this is just perfect because this edition is a hardback, so it stays open. It stays open. It doesn't need, clothespins or anything else to hold the book open, and it is printed at a very comfortable layout. So yeah, for someone like me who struggles to move, from the knitting to the book and vice versa, at my age, now this is really, really good, and it's also a great book. David Nichols, you are here. I was drawn to it because it's a story about two people who go, more than two people, some people who go on a walking holiday. And it's something that I've done in the past and that I really liked, and I'm planning to do again, hopefully soon. So yeah, that's the reason why I picked it up. But then it turned out to be a love story. So everybody drops out from this walking because it's set in England. The weather's terrible. They're walking coast to coast from the Irish Sea to the North Sea. And only these two people remain, and they find out that that it's very easy for them to be together and that they enjoy each other's company. But it's told with a very light, ironic prose that I'm really, really enjoying. So it's an easy read, but it's not just recreational, it has something to it. So perfect knitting and reading book if you like to do that as well. All right, that's all for this month, and I will see you next week actually with the video where I will talk about my Bouquet sweater, and if not, then at the end of March. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.